I don't think that there is a word or phrase we heard that wasn't examined. And while there is a clear narrative that has emerged from all this work, it's hard to put it down in writing. I'm meeting with Daniel Savas of Ipsis Reid today to go over all the research. He's going to make sure that whatever we compile is consistent with what we heard from Canadians. The pressure is on now because the narrative has to go to translation and printing before we present it on January 30th in Ottawa at our National Dialogue. So much work has gone into this that I'm a little nervous about handing it over to a group of 35 Canadians, some of whom were part of our original random sample and others who were not part of this process. What if the narrative that 4,000 Canadians have helped to shape doesn't resonate? What if they throw it out and start all over again?
Try to imagine like receiving a very large pile of papers, and it was your job to kind of read through the entire thing and try to create a summary of it. And that's essentially what the National Dialogue was.
The National Dialogues was taking the work that had been done in the regional dialogues and trying to coalesce it into some core themes that could get used to help to generate a vision in terms of how Canadians saw what Canada's role in the world should be.
The National Dialogue brought together people of all different backgrounds from all across Canada, all different professions and fields.
I think I was one of two people in the 60s. And everybody else was kind of teenagers or people who were about 30 or 25. So at first I thought maybe it won't work out. However, to my great surprise, it worked out very well.
Beaucoup de points de vue différents sur un sujet et tous ces gens ont pu s'asseoir et expliquer pourquoi je pense comme ça et voilà d'où je viens et voilà mon expérience qui m'amène à penser comme ça. Et l'autre personne en face a pu débattre de l'opposé de ce point de vue-là, mais avec un respect.
The fact that we were all able to share such close, intimate feelings and passions and emotions, it definitely created a bond. But at the end, I think that we were all just very proud of what we had achieved together. We sat on top of all this information, and finally all these people were able to come together and say, okay, I think these are the themes that we see coming out of this, and how is it that we can now take this and condense it in a form that we can hand it to somebody.
I was working as a note taker in some of the dialogue groups, which really made me listen very closely to what people were saying because I had to transcribe everything. Having these really active discussions that would just go in directions that I would not have predicted was amazing, especially as a student of political science. It was really interesting to see some theoretical principles just like come to life.